Liberals say that abortion is safe, that it's simple, that there's no reason to require abortion clinics to have admitting privileges with a local hospital because nothing will ever go wrong. But before you blindly accept that, here are a few names and faces that you should know. And spoiler alert, every single one of these women had an abortion, and every single one of them is dead. The left is up in arms this week over a Louisiana abortion law that's made its way to the Supreme Court. Now, the law doesn't actually address abortion access at all, but it does require that abortion clinics in Louisiana have admitting privileges to a nearby hospital in case of a medical emergency that they can't handle. Now, of course, abortion supporters who talk about terminating unborn babies' lives like it's a spring break vacation say that there's no reason for an abortion clinic to need hospital agreements because abortion is always safe. And of course, women never bleed out and die from it, which is weird, because here are a few. In 2006, 21-year-old Denise Crow sought an abortion at 16 weeks pregnant at the Severna Park Abortion Clinic in the Baltimore area, where a doctor administered too much anesthesia and failed to give her enough oxygen. She died 2 hours later, leaving behind a 3-year-old son who family members say remained traumatized from his mother's death for years. 24-year-old Tanya Reeves bled to death following a second trimester surgical abortion at a Planned Parenthood in Illinois in 2012. A wrongful death lawsuit filed by her family claims the staff at the Planned Parenthood clinic carelessly performed the elective abortion and failed to properly monitor and assess her condition after the procedure. The next year, 29-year-old Jennifer Morbelli died following a botched abortion performed when she was 33 weeks pregnant, after amniotic fluid spilled into her bloodstream. Her abortionist, Leroy Carhart, continues to provide late-term abortions out of his Maryland clinic to this day. Cree Irwin Shepard stumbled into the emergency room at Bronson Battle Creek Hospital on July 2nd, 2016, vomiting and in extreme pain. She told doctors she'd had an abortion at a Michigan Planned Parenthood just 2 days before. She was given morphine and anti-nausea pills. Within 48 hours, she was dead. An autopsy revealed that she died of a blood clot and complications from pieces of her dead baby having been left in her uterus. This isn't just a U.S. problem. 31-year-old Aisha Chithira died just hours after having an abortion at 22 weeks at a clinic in England after an abortionist tore her uterus during the procedure. She began vomiting and fainting after the abortion, but was told she couldn't stay in the clinic, so she left for her cousin's house, where she later died from massive internal hemorrhaging. The abortionist who screwed up the procedure was charged with manslaughter, but those charges were eventually dropped. A 32-year-old woman died after having a surgical abortion at a clinic in Santa Cruz, Italy in 2017. She was taken to the recovery room after the procedure, where she simply stopped breathing. I could keep going, but that would make this video really, really long, and I think you get the point. Abortion is not the simple, straightforward procedure that the left would have you believe. It's not, in fact, like pulling a tooth. On top of the fact that it leaves at least 50% of its victims dead, abortion is a dangerous, unnatural, invasive procedure. Early in pregnancy, it requires that a woman take powerful drugs that force her body to miscarry, often painfully. And at home, where medical help is not available in case of an emergency, women have died from that too. After a baby is too big to pass on a bathroom floor, abortion requires a doctor to force open a woman's cervix and pull her baby out in pieces before scraping the inside of her uterus clean to make sure they get everything. Sometimes they don't. A late-term abortion like ones performed in Carhart's office involved poisoning the baby to kill it in the womb, then delivering it dead. That is abortion. Don't believe me? You can watch one on YouTube. That's the simple procedure that the left doesn't want women to know about, because they still want to peddle the myth that you just go to sleep and the inanimate little clump of cells disappears in a puff of unicorn dust. They don't want abortion clinics to have admitting privileges to hospitals because they don't want to admit how nasty and violent abortion actually is. They don't want you to know the names and faces of women who have died after safely aborting their child any more than they want you to know what their baby looked like. But here's the thing. You can chant about women's rights and threaten SCOTUS justices and hold up all the cardboard signs that you want, but it does not make abortion any more safe. It does not make an unborn baby any less human, and it doesn't make any of these women any less dead. And that's your Reality Check America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.